everything. When he came back, I did a painting to greet him back. So anyway, I always wanted to do a poster of him. So here we are 10 years later, almost to the day when I first met him, and I got to do the French Quarter Fest poster. And I couldn't figure out what to do for him because to me, Little Freddie's larger than life, and this is a true story. I could not figure out the concept. And silly as this is, I was eating pizza with a friend, and the Ghostbuster theme came on, and all I could think of was the giant steak of Marshmallow Man jumping into Times Square. But then I thought about Freddie being larger than life, walk with the king, and stepping over to Jackson Square, and that's where it came from.
And so that's how you get the idea. You could hear a song, or you could see something, or you might even be in the shower.
Right, something will trigger it. It could be the most unexpected thing that you would think one thing has nothing to do with the other, but it triggers it.
Now, when it's not paint by numbers, and I remember asking Peter Max this once, when it's not paint by numbers, and there, you can always put a little here, a little there. How do you know when a piece of art is finished?
I have that question all the time. Used to, I struggled with that, but now when I look at it and it speaks to me, I know it's done. And the last thing I did, because most of what I paint are people, and so the last thing I do is put the highlight in the eye. So when I feel comfortable putting that highlight in the eye, I'm finished.
Because you just seem like you could just keep going.
You could.
Yeah.
So you have to back off.
And do you have an art gallery on Magazine Street?
I do. I'm just thrilled to be there. It's 5523 Magazine Street, kind of diagonal across from Whole Foods.
And this year's poster, do you audition to be selected for the poster? Do you do sketchings and submit them, or how did you get I've really never asked anybody this. How do you get to be the person who does the poster for that year?
Well, you've already hit on some of the earmarks, so yes, yes, and yes. They put out a submission and a call to different artists they know to submit some ideas. Obviously, artists that have already done the poster, they're definitely going to send out a shout out to them. But you just send in some ideas. I just send in rough sketch, and I might do a little coloring with some markers, just a rough idea, because it's never going to be just that idea. So you want to give yourself room to tweak it one way or the other according to what they need.
And I guess you feel like there's this respect for your creative assets here. You wouldn't want them to share this with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the problem that every festival would have. I mean, there's got to be something very honorable about, we're not going to share this with anybody else. This is this person's work.
I agree. Yes, it is, and it's a huge honor, and especially with French Quarter Fest, because I love everybody that's on the team. It's just a magical team. What they can pull off with a handful of people they have. Of course, the volunteers just make this festival. Obviously.
Do you think about something that you might do, Tami, to make a poster like this memorable and valuable?
I mean, while I'm painting it?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I want it to be, a poster is different than just a work of art, as far as just what you're going to paint, because you do want to pull in the elements that represent the festival, but you don't want it to be so in your face that people don't read it as a piece of art. And so there is that balance. I'm very, a lot of times I'll just come walk around the area where the festival's going to be and just pick up elements like it's the wrought iron or the banana leaves or a bit of the steeple, and just to get that feel, and even the colors to me express what's happening with the festival. So it all has to have this nice blend that represents the festival and keeping the feel of the festival without it being cheeky, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Well, it's great to know the story behind this year's festival poster, so thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Tami Curtis, and she has a gallery on Magazine Street, so you might want to check that out. This is French Quarter Fest 2015. Yeah, it's a little wet outside, so we're inside right now. We're at Tableau. I want to thank them for allowing us to come in here and do our show from here, because we can't be outside with all this stuff. This is a Dickie Brennan's Restaurant, Charters, and St. Peter, right across from Jackson Square, and people are actually coming out. Look, you got to love the spirit of people who don't let the weather bother them. It's like, you know what? I plan to go, and okay, I'm just going to cover up. I've got an umbrella, I've got a poncho, I've got a chair. I'm going out there because they're still going to have food and beverages